Sienna Mae and Jack Wright are two famous TikTokers who at one point in their careers were both seen as victims, and are today both seen as villains one day and victims the next. If you search Jack Wright on TikTok, the first thing that auto-populates is Jack Wright admits he lied. Clearly, the Jack Wright and Sienna Mae situation has only gotten more confusing in the past few years. Jack has never publicly admitted to lying about his allegations against Sienna. However, Jack was exposed for some pretty effed up stuff, which led a lot of people to assume he lied. In my opinion, even if Jack is a weird person, that doesn't really change anything, and he still deserves to be believed that he was SA. The story of Sienna and Jack just goes to show you the price of internet fame, and it's honestly pretty sad. Today, no one besides Sienna and Jack know the real story, and the two haven't spoken in years, but they're forever linked on the internet. If you search Sienna Mae, the first thing that comes up is Sienna Mae Jack Wright. Today, it seems like it's a constant battle between the two to win the approval of the public, and people constantly debate online about which one of them should be believed. Earlier this year, YouTuber Tana Mojo exposed Jack, which has called the entire Sienna-Jack situation back into question once again. Tana's description of who Jack really is behind closed doors has now ruined his public image and made him lose credibility for a lot of people. Now, some people are wondering if they were too harsh on Sienna and too nice on Jack. One thing Tana allegedly witnessed Jack admit to is thinking about offing someone he was in love with in the past. I understand this is extremely effed up and weird, but it doesn't prove or disprove anything alleged against Sienna. By the end of the video, let me know what you think about this entire situation. In May 2021, Sienna Mae Gomez was exposed for the alleged SA of Jack Wright. During the height of this controversy, Sienna's TikTok account had over 13.8 million followers and over 1 billion likes. As of today, Sienna has lost over 1.3 million TikTok followers after being exposed. Sienna's spam account has also lost almost 1 million followers in the past 2 years. At the start of the controversy, Sienna said, "Everyone is just lying and needs to stop hating on me for no reason." In February 2022, right after Jack finally came out with his side of the story, which showed Sienna to be the villain in the situation, I covered the story on the channel. But in June 2024, Jack was exposed by Tana Mojo, which had users calling him a sociopath. Today, I want to look into Sienna Mae again to see whatever happened to her after this entire controversy. I also want to see what is going on with Jack and why everyone has gone from viewing him as an innocent victim to a sociopath. At first, people didn't know who was a victim and who was a villain, but now people think Jack and Sienna are both villains. Others think they are both victims of too much spotlight at a young age. If this is your first time hearing about the allegations made against Sienna 3 years ago, I'll briefly recap it. Sienna originally got TikTok famous at 16 years old and mainly posted body positivity content. At her peak, she was gaining over 1 million followers per week and over 1 million views every 3 days. Sienna eventually hit 10 million followers in November 2020. She spent a good amount of time with members of the Hype House, an influencer house that was based in LA. Sienna at the time was friends with a lot of other famous TikTokers, including her childhood friend, Jack Wright, another member of the Hype House. Jack currently has 11.1 million TikTok followers as of today. Back in 2020 and 2021, Sienna and Jack were spending a lot of time together and creating a lot of content together, which had the internet shipping them. The entire controversy was sparked when in May 2021, not even a year after Sienna created her TikTok account, Jack's childhood friend Mason Rizzo tweeted, "I struggle with seeing a girl getting praised after telling my best friend to off himself and essaying him numerous times after he set boundaries, and then repeatedly wonder why he doesn't like you back." She also has a history of verbally abusing people in high school and in LA. She prioritizes the growth of her platform rather than the positive message she represents herself as. Followers should not be an excuse to get away with abusive behavior. You guys all deserve to know the truth about her. Mason also tweeted, "Jack and James have been my best friends since kindergarten," because Jack's twin brother James was also backing up what Mason was claiming. Then, Jack pretty much confirmed the SA allegations by tweeting that he hopes Sienna gets help and the support she needs. Jack's full statement was, "While I love sharing my life with all of you, some parts are deeply personal and I have been hesitant to share for my own emotional and mental well-being. But I will say this, SA is a serious matter that has real consequences. Mason and James' only intention was to protect me with the truth, and I really value their enormous support through this extremely difficult time. I truly encourage my childhood friend Sienna to get the support and help that she needs. I don't want to tear anyone down and only wish healing for everyone involved. I want to thank all of you who have reached out with your love, support, and kindness. I am forever grateful." After Jack's statement, Sienna started receiving a lot of online backlash, which prompted her to upload this now deleted video of her addressing everything.
I unequivocally deny the allegations that I to Jack Wright. It's currently 2 a.m. and I've been listening to everyone around me tell me what to do all day and what I shouldn't say, and I basically just want to come on here because I'm not making an apology video. This is more of a statement. I didn't want to bring this online, as I said in my statement earlier, but this has gotten to a point where my name is being dragged in the mud, and I am going to stand up for myself and tell the truth. I have nothing to apologize for because I did not Jack Wright. Jack never confirmed or denied it, which makes the situation even worse because he never denied it, knowing that is not true. The allegations were made in a tweet by Mason of, let me be clear one more time, I did not Jack Wright. The claims that he made and that James co-signed are completely false. But it wasn't me who assaulted him. And Jack, I am so sorry that I have to do this to you and I have to out you like this, and I never ever would have done this to you if it didn't get to the low point that it did, where my name was literally being slandered left and right. And I'm sorry, but for the one time I have to protect myself before I protect you. I was trying to be there for the both of us and trying to keep your name and your personal business out of it, but you didn't keep my personal business out of it, knowing damn well that your friends were gonna post those tweets. And I'm sorry, but you know I did not you. We both know what happened, and we both know who it was, and we both know that I was not at that gathering that night. I'm so disappointed in you and the people around you because they are letting you misplace your trauma onto me, and I'm so sorry that this happened to you.
Next, Jack's friend Lachlan would upload a video to TikTok on May 31st, 2021, exposing Sienna for lying about not being at the gathering. Sienna said in her YouTube video that she wasn't even there that night, but Ty had video evidence. This had the entire internet labeling Sienna as a pathological liar and manipulator. Lachlan's TikTok account is now either banned or deleted, probably because he mainly posted thirst traps. But here's the video. By the way, Jack's twin brother James was the one who filmed these next clips, and the clips were filmed in November 2020, 6 months before all the allegations actually came out.
This video is from November 30th, 2020.
Okay.
As you can clearly see, that is Sienna and that is Jack passed out on the couch, unconscious. This is the first time I met Sienna and I did not know that they had a fake relationship. This is me in the white hat. I was taking care of Jack while he was unconscious on the couch. Sienna then hops on top of him and I didn't think nothing of it. I started hearing kissing noises and I peeked over my shoulder and it was exactly that. I was so thrown off guard that I had to flee the situation. Whatever their relationship was at the time, obviously this was not right. So I went back and took Sienna off of Jack. Not to mention, when I got closer, I noticed her right hand inappropriately touching his crotch. She was shocked that I pulled her off, and she kept trying to justify what she had just done.
Sienna then responded with this video before taking a month off of YouTube.
After the initial claims that were falsely made by Mason Rizzo, I put out a video that showed evidence and was very well received because people could see the true intention. Once again, I'm having to give context to a video that was put out and immediately deleted. Before I start, I stand with what I said in the last video. I did not Jack Wright. We must always listen to victims. Yes, Jack was a victim of assault, but not by me. And I am a victim of continual attempts to cancel me and slander my name with false claims. It will not work. I'm here to clear things up and provide all sides of the story because I have been labeled as a slanderer. If I say nothing, my name continues to be slandered. And trust me, I have tried multiple times to take this offline, and I am continually undermined by Jack and his inner circle. The initial tweets, as well as the video that I am talking about right now, have been taken down. If you present evidence of somebody being assaulted, don't you think you should stand by it? And it looks a little suspicious when you immediately remove it from the internet. The reason they're removing it is because they know it will get picked up by these T sites and put all over our Instagram pages and TikTok For You pages. If someone was assaulted, the evidence is evidence. You don't delete evidence. The way that Jack's friend narrated this video, I admit, looks so weird and looks just like real. But like my last video where I showed comments that were resurfacing and then provided a backstory, not everything is how you see on social media. This is a breakdown of the video. The clip of me kissing Jack, he is also kissing me. I was looking at him face to face. He was kissing me back. Lachlan claims that he was unconscious. If he was unconscious, why did his arm move when you got up? And also, why was he kissing me back? You claim in your video that you hear kissing noises.
I started hearing kissing noises and I peeked over my shoulder and it was exactly that.
We were kissing. Lachlan also claims that my hand is on Jack's crotch. while it is not. My hand is very visibly on Jack's thigh, upper thigh. This video was very strategically narrated, and the clip of Jack asleep after, where he actually was unconscious or asleep, was after we had just made out. These two clips look terrible edited together, but that is the point. They are edited together. One more point. If Jack was being assaulted in this moment, James, why did you record it? James, you are Jack's twin brother. And I know that if my brother saw me being taken advantage of, he would pick up the person on top of me and beat them to shit, not film it. We both know that the reason you were filming it is because it was uncomfortable and PDA, and it was funny because Jack and I were making out in the middle of the room where other people were. Obviously, Lachlan stood up. Of course he's gonna stand up. If someone's making out right next to me, I'm gonna get uncomfortable and I'm gonna stand up. And Lachlan, you claim that you picked me up and told me to get off of Jack after this video was taken. And Jack, if you really feel like I assaulted you, why didn't you report me? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you come out with these claims months ago? Why didn't you stop hanging out with me every day? Why didn't you say anything till now? This has all been claims of your friends. False claims. Now that we are not on good terms, the story has changed.
Sienna basically said that Jack is only painting her as an abuser now because they are on bad terms and aren't friends anymore. Nobody bought what she was selling and just thought she was a manipulative narcissist. 1 month after the video was uploaded, Sienna returned to content creation with one of the weirdest apology videos that I've ever seen, which was an interpretive dance apology. I can't show the video because it's copyrighted, but basically Sienna does a cringy dance to a Sam Smith song with the lyrics, "I want to be wild and young." At first, this interpretive dance apology got a ton of backlash and hate, but then since Jack hadn't uploaded an official statement, a lot of people started to believe Sienna in this terrible apology. For a few months, Sienna was able to come back and upload almost like nothing ever happened. That was up until Jack uploaded this next video to his YouTube channel called What Sienna Mae Did to Me on January 20th, 2022. This video is still public and has over 23 million views as of today. In the video, Jack confirms Sienna essayed him countless times and even broke into his house on multiple different occasions. He also showed DMs from anonymous individuals who were also allegedly essayed by Sienna.
I've sat down many times trying to do this. It's been very hard. I want to start off by saying, I just want to say thank you guys so much for your support and for giving me time. I wanted to share what I went through with Sienna and my side of the story. This all started when my friend came out with a tweet because he was worried about me. He actually witnessed a bunch of times what Sienna did to me. After Mason's tweet, their family reached out to our family, told Mason to take down his tweet, and he did. We wanted to settle it offline. Our families and our lawyers got together. My statement was confirming the tweet, it was the truth, and basically that we're handling it offline now. Sienna posted her own version of the statement and said she was going to handle it offline. After that, she basically posted an 8-minute video invalidating my feelings, saying untrue stuff about me, about my friend and my brother. I think the most hurtful thing is that what she did to me, she said it was untrue. That hurt a lot. After that video, another one of my friends came out with the video when I was at a party, like passed out on the couch. When they told me about what happened, they said they pulled her off of me. My twin, a friend, and another friend got in an argument with Sienna saying, "You can't do that. Jack doesn't like you like that." That night she posted a 15-part aggressive video gaslighting everything about what happened, how much she loved me, and that I was using her for clout, which was all lies. It was typical gaslighting to a victim. It was, why didn't you stop hanging out with me? Why didn't you tell me in the first place? I knew the truth. I knew what she did to me. Sienna and I met 4 years ago in high school. She was dating my good friend, and basically it did not turn out well. She cheated on him 2 times. I just want to clarify that we both knew that we were just friends. She was seeing and talking to other guys in LA all the time, and I just thought of her as a good friend. We were making videos, we were making dance trends, we had fun. It was just strictly friends, and we both knew that. At this point, nothing inappropriate was happening between us. We were just friends, everything was fine. This next part of the video is very difficult for me to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about it for a long time. So the first incident where Sienna crossed boundaries, it was after filming. We went to the room, I was just chilling on my phone on the bed, and she got completely naked, nothing on, and straddled, literally just chilling on the bed. But I didn't know what to do in like the situation, because it was like random and weird. Quickly told her, Sienna, get off, we're just friends, stop. They're trying to make out with me. They were like just doing a bunch of things to me. And I kept on saying, Sienna, stop, get off. I didn't want to like be like aggressive, I didn't want to hurt her, you know? So I pulled her off of me, and it took like a couple tries because I didn't want to be like too rough. And I went out of the room, and that was like the end of it. The next morning, where she was like, I'm so sorry for doing that. I don't know what went through my head. I had to clarify again that I didn't like her that way. We're just friends. She said sorry, that was it. After that, these type of things kept happening. She would do something and I would forgive her, and she said it wouldn't happen again, and we'd go on making fun videos. After all those type of things kept on happening, the Hawaii incident happened where I was passed out unconscious almost like the whole night. She got on top of me, took advantage of me, groped me. I'm so glad they pulled her off of me, and honestly I'm glad that they have evidence. After Sienna found out about the video, she said sorry. She said if this got out, she would be done, that it's horrible, and she's working on boundaries, and she was seeking therapy. And shortly after, there's a party. I was taking pictures with a couple other girls. We took a picture. Sienna came in, started screaming at me, got mad at the girls, told me to come to her room to talk to me. She started screaming at me, and I was like, Sienna, there's no reason for you to be mad when you're getting with other guys in LA. I can't just take a simple picture with a couple girls. That's when she pulled me in and grabbed me and tried to make out with me, and I got pissed and told her to leave. I wanted to stay at the party, and she kind of had already been yelling at every single person in the party. So 2 friends wanted to take her home, and while the car was moving, she jumped out of the car, rolled, and said, I have to get back to Jack. So I ran back to the house, and I was like hiding from her, and I was just waiting for her parents to finally pick her up. Looking back now, I don't know why I stayed friends with her, stayed around her. I truly thought she was gonna change for some reason. I feel like she'd say she had so much love for me, and that she truly cared for me, and then the next night she would do something like that. She knew I had those boundaries. So when I was at my most like vulnerable state, like when I was arguing, getting heated, or when I was asleep or passed out, that's when she would take advantage of me, because she knew I was at my most vulnerable state. When I'm awake, I hated it. I hated that touch. I hated any intimacy with her, because I knew we were just friends. I didn't want that from her, and especially with like the past couple things she did, I didn't want anything to do with that. She would constantly come to my house, remember my door codes. It got to the point where I had to like start screaming at her to like get out of my house, because I was so sick of her just like breaking into my house. I would wake up and see her car just sitting outside at like 2 in the morning. She would break into my house, and when I was sound asleep, she'd come to my room, and I'd wake up to her hand, and it wasn't like the only time it happened too. I was so like used to it. I was so used to it that I don't know, it was just like normal for me, that I didn't think there was such like a problem at all. Like part of me wants to blame myself for being nice and sticking around after so many times. But now I realize that I was stuck in this like manipulative cycle of her acting like she extremely cared about me, and then that night she would do stuff to me, and it was just so normal for me. I got used to it, which sucks. I feel like no one should have to go through. It's weird. I almost felt like I owed it to her for some reason. I don't know why. Like I felt like she had this like control, like this power over me. It was I don't know. I was like stuck. And I feel like you should never have to like worry about like falling asleep and waking up to one of your good friends like touching you, you know? I was like terrified for some reason. She shouldn't be from like a person. I'd say, Sienna, stop, go back to the couch, Sienna, stop. So I like locked the door, she was trying to get in, and I literally just slept on the floor, and she finally went to bed. It's like very awkward the next morning, and she'll say sorry, and I'm like, Sienna, this happens so many times, like, you do not respect boundaries. You just, oh my God. We went to a party one night. She got mad that I was talking to some girl, and she took me into the bathroom to talk to me, saying that she wanted to leave. She was blocking the door, so like, I couldn't just like throw her out of the way. All I had was, stop, Sienna, don't do that. If I come out, she will like scream at me in front of everyone and think that I did something. I mean, I feel like no one believes a male, especially in like that type of situation. But yeah, she was on the counter and wrapped her legs around me and started like let me out of the bathroom. Yeah, just weird stuff. That night we went home, made sure we had like different rooms to stay in. And I got in the shower, and she picked the lock of my door. I made sure to lock the doors, but she picked the lock and walked in. I was in the shower. All I heard was just like the door opening. And that's when I was just done. I screamed at her, told her to get out. She started crying. She went and slept in my bed. And I went to my friend's trundle bed that was like upstairs. And that's how like the night ended. So now we're caught up to when everything went public, when Mason posted this tweet. Since everything was brought to social media, multiple guys came out to me and said that Sienna did similar things to them. And basically, I'll show the text right now. I asked all of them for permission to post, crossed out all their names. We don't want her to hurt anybody else. We don't want anyone to go through that experience. At the time, it feels humiliating. You feel like you have no power. You have no control in the situation. You feel, I don't know, it's horrible. I just want to start off by saying that I didn't stay silent in the situation over these last couple months. I talked to my friends, my family, my parents, counselors, and I was able to process everything. I don't think I'll ever be the same person I was before Sienna. It sucks, and there's gonna be people that try to take advantage of you and get you at your most vulnerable state, and that's not fair. That's not fair at all. And it's a lot of the time it's usually like the nice people that like let people walk all over them, and that was me. Like I let everyone just walk all over me, no matter what. Like I would do anything for anyone, and I think that's one of the things she gave me was I learned how to be more bold and finally say no and know that it was right to speak out. I feel like people don't know what you go through until you're in it, and it's definitely like humiliating, weird, awkward. I want to be that person that says it's okay to speak out. You're not gonna be known for that. It's just a little obstacle you have to get through. It's something you have to get through, and it sucks, but I feel like in my situation, like I've just learned. You learn from it. I've learned so much from everything. I've grown so much as a person. It's insane. And as of Sienna, I don't know if she'll ever be sorry. I don't know if she'll ever learn from what she did, or she'll ever admit to what she did. But I just don't want her to do this to other people. If you've been through a similar situation as me, I encourage you just to speak out to anyone. And trust me, it helps so much. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening to me and letting me take time and breathe and process everything. And I'm glad I'm finally ready to tell the world my story. if you're watching right now and you've been through a situation like mine, I just want to say your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid, your opinion is valid. I believe you, and I want you to know that you can talk to someone, you can talk to anyone, you can talk to me.
The anonymous DMs read, "Hey bro, I just saw your TikTok. If it's about Sienna, she was also really aggressive towards me. To a point where friends had to keep hiding me from her. She made me feel really uncomfortable. I was drunk sleeping on a couch and woke up to the homies saying what the F cause she had just gotten on top of me and was sleeping on me. She was kissing my neck though. We all got your back bro, love you. I don't want this to go anywhere, but want to tell you, Sienna low-key blanked me when I was hella drunk and I was talking to a different girl. It was probably 6 months ago. So thank you for coming out and talking about it. Makes me feel a lot better." Sienna low-key did the same to me at a party that my house was throwing. Jack was there. I was drunk and so was she, but I was talking to her and she grabbed my face and started to make out with me when I was trying to push her off. I never told her I wanted to kiss her or anything. It was so uncomfortable. This was way before they were even a thing. I don't want to make it public, but I just wanted to tell you. I know y'all are telling the truth. This girl is wild. This was way before they were even a thing too. Sienna responded to Jack's video in a diary she uploaded to her website. In the diary, she says the allegations are all still false, but she's sorry for offending victims of SA with her behavior and comments during the controversy. She also says her lawyers sent papers to Jack's lawyers because Jack defamed her. At the time, this diary turned everyone against Sienna once again, because it looked like she was just focusing on talking about death threats her and her family and friends were receiving, and completely dodged any accountability. Sienna eventually returned to TikTok, but turned off comments on all of her new uploads. On February 26, 2022, after I uploaded my video about the situation, Sienna and her lawyer got on the BFFs podcast to discuss everything. They also brought on a video forensic expert to analyze the video of her allegedly essaying Jack. Sienna talks about how her and Jack's intimate relationship was like a business transaction because being together in videos was getting both of them millions of views. She says they never did anything further than kissing in their entire relationship and never actually dated. She says she was in love with him, but he never liked her back. Sienna's lawyer says the text messages Jack showed from other alleged victims have no credibility. The comments on this video are mixed, with some people telling her to sue Jack and his friends for defamation, and others calling Sienna a weird stalker who clearly violated boundaries. Others labeled this video as an abuser giving another abuser a platform, because the interviewer says in the video he also is involved in controversy because someone accused him of SA and he is suing them for defamation.
Yeah, it was literally just as shocking to me as it was to everybody else on the internet.
What was your initial reaction to Jack? Did you reach out to him? What did you say? What was that conversation? There was nothing?
So I haven't talked to him in literally since our last trip to Hawaii together. The last time I literally saw him was before I got on my flight, and we haven't talked since.
But why? Why is this going on? It doesn't seem like it's healthy or good for either of you.
Right. It's not like there's no way Jack's enjoying himself right now. He's getting dragged into crazy shit too. So it's what would have been his motive?
I really don't. I don't know. I have my own personal opinions, like you said. The only two people that know really what happened are him and I have things that I feel in my gut, but it's just my personal opinion. I don't know. I don't know what the motivation was. And I wish I could tell you, and I wish that I knew, but it's just it's crazy to me too. It literally is.
So the last time you guys talked, was it on good terms? And then all of this came out?
The last time we talked, in person?
Yeah, did you have a big fight and then all of this came out?
We'd actually gotten in an argument before the fight. I really, really loved him. I've been in 2 previous long-term relationships, and I was I'm gonna get married to this guy. This is the one. I was so stoked on him, and he was loving making the content because of the views that it would get, and it would get a ton of views on my accounts too. I think we both kind of saw that as a business transaction, as a business deal. But then for me personally, I was personally between us super into it, and he knew that I was, and I think he also knew that he wasn't.
The National Center for Audio and Video Forensics was retained to perform an analysis on a cell phone video posted to social media. I was asked if the video can be used as credible evidence of the accusations against Ms. Gomez. In short, no. The posted video is not credible evidence of these accusations. Here are some points that led to this conclusion. Let's discuss the length of the video. It is very short. In fact, it is only about 2.5 seconds. What happened in the moments before this or after this? No one knows, since video before and after these 2.5 seconds was not posted. Certainly, what happens in the seconds immediately before and immediately after this video are very important to understanding what is really going on between Ms. Gomez and Mr. Wright. This video gives us no context at all. The video component of the post that is on social media has been altered from when it was originally recorded. We also know that the audio is not original and has also been altered. Therefore, we don't even know and can't tell what the original video actually looks or sounds like. Now let's also consider what we can see of Ms. Gomez's hand and body position. Her right arm is hanging down by her side. There is almost no bend in her right elbow. If we follow her arm down from her shoulder, past her elbow, and to where it is most likely positioned, it appears to be positioned on the right leg of Mr. Wright. So what does this tell us about the posted video? The video is not original. The video has been heavily altered. The video provides no context to the events. The video is not credible evidence of the accusations against Ms. Gomez.
I feel like that's what me and you did, Dave. We could be fucking forensic people.
I feel like that was a bad CSI video. I mean,
that's great.
but Bree brings up a good point. Like, why? Like,
Why would he be posting 17-minute YouTube videos, like bawling his eyes out on the internet, if there was no truth behind what he was saying?
Look,
Correct.
here's the thing. I'm going to jump in again. Here's the thing. We can't speculate as to why he did it or what he got. We can't.
A lot of people didn't like how Sienna dodged the question when asked this.
the Jackson video, the one thing that one of the, I said more inflammatory claims he made against you, and just again clarify it, is that you were naked and climbed into his bed without like him telling you, which you've denied that.
Yeah, like,
So totally made up.
well, okay, let me tell you a story. So one of the stories he told was that I like put my legs around him in a bathroom or something like that. And he would take kind of parts of the story and just put it out. And out of context, a lot of the things that were being said, like, obviously look terrible. And then, like, the story. Sorry, I'm just trying to be slow.
I get it. Take your time. Again, it's hard because I don't want people looking at me like, oh, Dave's disagreeing. But half-truths, there's stuff that you can say that are truth. But if you don't tell the whole story, will look bad if you don't know the whole context. So I get what you're getting at with that.
Thank you. One of the things he said was, like, that I put my legs around him in a bathroom. And the full story of that was, like, we had gone to this party. We were fighting. We got to the party. We were kind of, like, separated. He was with some guys. I was with the guy. I was, like, talking to this guy. And he basically walked past me, kind of gave me, like, the death eye. Was just like, okay, like, you're going to be talking to somebody else. You know, would get jealous over these things, which was the confusing part of it, kind of going back to what we were talking about before, because it was like, you're saying, are there any red flags? But, like, it was so confusing and so no lines. You know,
Because you guys like weren't dating, right? So you
We
weren't
weren't
dating, but then
dating,
you
but,
were
like,
okay.
But when I
But
would
why would he get jealous if
Yeah.
he had no feelings, right?
Exactly. So he got kind of jealous. I was like, left this other guy, went and talked to Jack. I go, can I pull you into the bathroom really quick so we can talk? It was only a private place in the party. Yeah, of course. We go in. Hey, I just want you to know, like, I'm in this for you. Like, I came here for you. I want to, like, just talk to you. Like, gave him a hug, kissed him. He kissed me back. And then, like, we walked out of the room together. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
One commenter wrote, she never actually denies the thing about her being completely naked and coming onto him. She just changed the story. Guilty AF. The lawyers also show evidence of bots spamming Sienna's video with hate comments seconds after her video goes live. Some of these accounts were created 6 seconds before sending Sienna death threats or hate comments.
Okay. So basically, it's a long story short. They did forensics again on cyberbullying, and they found, which I don't even know, gotta go through details because it's pretty compelling, that there are a lot of accounts that are set up just to say really horrific negative stuff about Sienna. They're not being run by humans, they're being run by bots. And there is proof.
Back in 2022, everyone was happy that a male SA victim was finally believed, because usually no one believes SA victims if they are male. Sadly, a lot of people don't believe SA victims in general, but I digress. The only people who know what really happened are Sienna and Jack, but today, the public opinion of Jack has drastically changed. Once seen as an innocent victim, Jack is now being labeled as a sociopath, and people wonder if he lied about the entire Sienna situation. You're probably wondering what caused this huge shift in opinion, so let's get into that. This shift was sparked by a clip from episode 59 of the Cancelled podcast with Tana Mojo and Brooke Schofield. During the 2024 Cancelled podcast tour, Tana and Brooke revealed that they were talking about Jack Wright on this episode. The original episode was from November 5th, 2023, and they kept the person anonymous at the time. But during the tour, almost a year later, Jack Wright received a lot of backlash once his identity was exposed. The allegations Tana made against Jack are that he's unhealthily obsessed with serial killers like Jeffrey Dahmer. He admitted to thinking of offing one of his past girlfriends during the relationship, and he admitted to offing animals in the past. Tana also described Jack as a very dark, weird individual. These are all terrible allegations. Idolizing serial killers is effed up, and so is fantasizing about murder. But that doesn't really correlate to anything that happened with Sienna. Even so, people are using these allegations to discredit Jack. Here's a podcast clip.
Okay, I have a story from Halloween.
Okay.
It's about a celebrity. Their brand online is very clean. Like, you know what I mean? They're just, all their fans are like very young, and what they do is like, you know, their whole brand is very modest, very clean, like very whatever. Like they probably wouldn't even love to like be seen in some shit with me, right? Inside of Hollywood, like people who know this person know that they're like the exact opposite of their brand, like bad, like a lot of drugs, like a lot of like really dark shit. Like I'll just always see them at like 9 a.m. at an after party, like doing crazy drugs and like.
What are you doing at the party at 9 a.m.?
Probably following Chris Miles there if we're gonna really. No, but valid. I've just seen them do some like really dark shit, right? But then like I'll see them sober and they're really nice. Like I don't think they're like a bad, I think they're a troubled, dark person a lot of the time. And I think that a lot of people know that, but people still love them, you know? And it's Halloween week and we're playing, it's like after a party, and a bunch of people and I, including this person, are playing a game of Never Have I Ever, right? And the weird thing about this person is every year they dress up as the same thing. And not online. They're posting online dressed up as, you know what I mean, normal shit. And then every single year of Halloween week, I see them out dressed in the same costume as the same thing. Can I tell you what it is?
What is it?
Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't think anyone should dress as Jeffrey Dahmer more than once.
Pushing it.
You really like Jeffrey Dahmer. Why? 3 times? Are you paying an homage? Like it, no one should dress as Jeffrey Dahmer more than one time. That's all I know to say.
Yeah.
No one should ever be like, imagine just every year someone's Ted Bundy. Imagine every year I was Charles Manson. Like that's
every year is weird.
Every year is so, and to like stop, like you're not posting that.
Like that's just the vibe.
Low key be that, you know? And we're playing Never Have I Ever in a circle of like 15 people. And this person was already saying like weird shit all night, like just very dark, weird shit, you know? And then everyone's playing this very innocent game of, you know, never have I ever done Molly. Me, that's like the most innocent thing ever. Like, never have I ever done Molly. Never have I ever skydive. Never have I ever whatever. And every time it would get around to this person dressed as Jeffrey Dahmer, they would be like, it's not funny. But never have I ever had thoughts about that I was in love with.
Whoa.
And then like it'd go all around again and it'd be like, never have I ever been cheated on, never have I ever done mushrooms, never have I ever graduated college. And then it would get back around to him and he'd go, never have I ever animal.
Jeffree Star's like, fuck them yaks.
And it just kept going, and eventually the game ended. Like they didn't physically get to like murder, but they got like as close as you could possibly get to murder.
Ooh, he's got a dark mind. I wonder what he's going through.
But who does that? Who lets that go through never have I ever dressed as Jeffrey Dahmer? Like who lets that out?
I mean, him, apparently. What the fuck?
And just imagine sitting there, like as like a
Do you
bunny.
think he has
like,
anxiety?
whoa.
Like, if I said some shit like that, I would be still thinking about it to this day.
Never have I ever.
Did anyone else put a finger down?
No. Me dressed as a bunny, scared for my life.
Today, Sienna Mae is back to uploading positivity content to TikTok and has a good amount of fans, support, and positive comments. She is also in a relationship now with another TikToker. Jack also still has a lot of positive comments and fans, but that is on TikTok. Sienna and Jack both still have a digital footprint they cannot shake. If you search either of their names online, the first thing that will come up is the allegations. This entire situation really just goes to show you that you have to be really careful what you do as an influencer at such a young age. We all made mistakes as teenagers, but our teenage mistakes aren't plastered all over the internet. Sadly for Sienna and Jack, theirs are. Now for years, people are constantly painting one of them as a villain one day and one as a victim the next. At the end of the day, Sienna probably did cross boundaries with Jack and stalk him. And he probably did feed into the situationship and let her on. And he probably just exposed her to get revenge after whatever fight ended their friendship, which isn't right either. And hopefully Jack was just joking when he said those comments about wanting to off people. I really do hope that's the case. But this has been the Sienna Mae Jack Wright controversy explained. Let me know your take on this situation in the comments down below. While you're down there, you might as well subscribe and join our little community because it's growing every single day. And it's the best community on YouTube. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.